and welcome back to Dial H for Heroclix. It's me, Kalder and Simeon. I've escaped the swampy swamps of Everglades, Florida, and I am back in South Dakota to bring you a episode of Dial H for Heroclix. We're going to be talking about all sorts of cool stuff, like my time in Florida. We're going to be talking about the new cool set leaks and things we saw for Avengers 60th anniversary. What? And the Beyond Amazing Spider-Man set. This is episode 448. Howdy, howdy, let's get rowdy.
So if you're looking for emotional satisfaction, my advice to you is seek professional...
Heroclix?
No.
Are you serious? Again? How many people even play this game? Like 100?
Instant deadpan humor.
Over 6 people think I am funny.
It's the hard day's work. Not that you know anything about that.
Absolute fools, it's not.
Witcher nonsense.
I'm gonna make Heroclix like that forever. Are you kidding me?
Hey Google, back some.
Let's attack Simeon, because he's a jerk.
Wow, wow, wow.
Dial H for Heroclix is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock every day, including all the latest Heroclix singles and sealed products. Make sure you check them out at CoolStuffInc.com. Joining me, like always, in the studio is Simeon Bruce. What's going on, Simeon?
Yeah, feeling randy and ready to yell. That's how we're starting.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. So, really quick Marvel Snap check-in. You guys got yours last week. I'll do mine really quick. I sweated up to, when I was in Florida, I was still stuck at 70 at the beginning of the season. From 100, I got kicked down to 70. And then while I was in Florida, I sweated up to 80. This past weekend, I sweated up to 87. And then today, I went from 87 to 95.
Nice.
I'm not having fun. I bought Sarah in the token shop. I'm running Sarah Surfer. I still love Surfer. He's my boy. I tried running Zabu. It just was not working for me this season. Way too situational. Too many retreats. But Sarah Surfer, wow. What a great deck. But I have it titled Sweating with Sarah, and that's what it is. You are playing the sweatiest games of your life. Man, I bluffed probably too much today. I probably spent 2 hours going from 86 to 84, and now I'm back to 85, and I'm like, awesome. What a great use of time. So, it's been fun. That's my Marvel Snap.
I don't know what pool he's in, but I finally got Mr. Negative. And
Oh,
I
yeah, it's
instantly
3.
thought, it's finally time. Here's my El Negativo deck. And so I've got The Hood, Angela, Ironheart, Mr. Negative, Dracula, Wong, Absorbing Man, Iron Man, Taskmaster, Devil Dino, Arnim Zola, Null. All the, like, zero attack, like, low attack kind of stuff that, like, if it gets swapped. And then I remembered, after playing this twice, Mr. Negative at most could come in turn 4. So, like,
He
turns...
come in
turns
turn
5
3
and 6.
with what's their face?
Yeah,
Yeah,
with, like,
Psylocke. Yeah.
Psylocke, I don't have Psylocke, but, like, with the...
Oh, ooh.
Yeah, with, like,
It's rough.
something, I could play, like, Thanos, and, like, with something, he can definitely come in earlier. But, yeah, I played it a few times, and then I was like, I really need to, like, switch up the tempo of the beginning, because as cool as, like, dropping, like, a Wong something, I don't know, Wong Ironheart in the same turn would be, it's really not super feasible for turn 5 unless I get, like, for sure getting Mr. Negative turn 4 with none of those other cards. So it is cool, though. There's a lot of, like, fun stuff. I really like Taskmaster and Absorbing Man. I really, really want a game where I get to drop Taskmaster, like, turn 4, drop Absorbing Man turn 5, and then something else. I don't know. Or even just, you know, like Devil Dino turn 4, Taskmaster turn 5, Absorbing Man turn 6 would be pretty sweet too. But no, I'm running the same deck I was last week. I did try out the just straight up Electro without Viper, and it is a very solid, the Electro ramp, as the cool kids call it. Even if you don't draw Electro, you have a very decent chance. Like, against move decks, dropping Leech turn 5, so they can't Heimdall, they can't, if they haven't played, like, Strange or anything like that. Pretty solid play. Also, I'm just getting, like, a ton of mileage out of Black Panther. So I do, like, if I can, I do Magic turn 4. I do Black Panther turn 5, Arnim Zola turn 6, and then Odin on the same square. And so then like my Odin just like follows my Black Panther wherever he went if that location was closed, or if Arnim like copied the wrong thing and didn't copy Black Panther, then I have like a second chance at him. And Odin at the very least like double activates Black Panther. So, but yeah, that's also a fun one, is that Electro Ramp. There's a lot of variations. I just don't quite have the Chutzpah cards for it, I don't think.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I went from 29 last week to I'm now 34, but I have not been playing like more than past my missions.
No, what Ian said last week, I mad cause bad, I guess. I couldn't has been kicking my butt left and right. I cannot, like I said, I spent 2 weeks not leveling up at all. You know, the season's a tough one for me anyways. It's been hard. I'm glad that Ian is jumping through the ranks and is now sitting pretty at infinite, so he's really, really dirty and all that. But, not me, not us. That's
you know what
tough.
You don't play with a ramp deck though?
What's that?
Cerebro. Trash.
Yeah, it's
card
bad.
with it. Yeah, absolutely.
Cerebro
trash.
is pretty bad cards. Cerebro is like, if you're like garbage, if you play Cerebro, you're like a bad person. Frankly, you're dumb. No. All right.
The amount of Patriot Mystique I've lost to. Also
oh my
way
gosh. With the Raptor Savage Land being featured, I'm seeing tons of Patriot stuff.
Well, and the worst part is like with a ramp deck or even my Electric Viper deck, my Electric Viper at least has Rogue, but Rogue at most can steal one ongoing effect. So if they turn 6 do both, then I'm just out of luck, and it's just rough.
Sad.
Yeah.
But all right, Simeon, I'll hand it over to you here about the Marvel Snap bit.
So before we get into the news, I do want to, not really a correction, but last week we talked a lot about Batman Team Up, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it. But if you haven't bought Batman Team Up yet, we have been seeing some bad distribution. So we talked about what cards will be valued at, what like figures would be valued at, that kind of thing, like what we could see them going for, how much like value there is in this set. That only works if distribution works in your favor. So at this moment, it looks like there's, I'm not going to put a number to it, but I'll say off the top of my head, like 25% of what I've been seeing online, and obviously vocal minority or majority, who knows, aren't getting a chase or prime, that kind of stuff. So we'll get more into that later. But yeah, just basing it off of what I've seen online, be a little careful if you're going to buy a case or a brick. Obviously, this may be too late for some of you that listened to our last episode. The good news is just like House of X distribution with like the super rares being like missing in a lot of stuff. People that do pull stuff, it'll be rarer, so it'll be worth more.
True.
Second little tangent I want to go on is this is out to WizKids, so we're only 9 minutes into the podcast here, thereabouts.
Oh!
Yeah.
What a wreck, dude. We didn't talk about Marvel Snap for 20 minutes this episode? Look at us go.
Wild.
Character development, people. Character development. Sorry, go ahead.
So this is for any WizKids employees that are listening. Speaking of Marvel Snap, and speaking of like all games considered, you share an IP with a lot of these online games, a lot of these mobile games, and these games pull literally millions of players. I don't know what Marvel Snap's up to, but it's probably close to 1 million. I can tell for sure that Marvel Strike Force has dropped quite a bit in the last couple of years, but at one point was in the millions of players. Marvel Strike Force has, like similar to WizKids, characters that they themselves made. So like Marvel Strike Force has a character called Spirit Spider. They designed that character. It's a brand new character, never been in comics as of now. And it's a character that they made for their game. If you could do cross-platform like cooperation, so these games aren't tabletop, these are on people's phones. If similar to like Wonder Woman 80th, you could do a send in your UPCs and you get boosters, you get like credits, you get whatever shards for Marvel Strike Force. Anything of that variety. The people on the app, like you might only hit like 10% of the people that are on those apps. But if you got 10% of everyone that's playing Marvel Snap right now to go out and buy some boosters of Heroclix so that they could trade a code in to get like in-game currency or characters or like whatever it may be. That's a lot of people. And by a lot of people, I mean that's like 10% of either of those apps is 100. No, it's not even 100. It's literally 1,000 times more than people that currently play Heroclix and are active in the community. So that's just like a little, I've said it enough in private and like to other people. I wanted to put it out on the podcast so that someone may hear it someday. But for sure, I think that's like an easy enough little cooperative event. They don't give you anything really, but I mean, obviously they're giving you like people to come buy your product.
New players, eyes on the stuff.
Yeah, and then like maybe
really good,
whatever Heroclix players aren't playing Marvel Snap or aren't playing Strike Force, maybe they pick that up. So it's a win-win for both of you. It's the same IP. They're both Marvel related. There's probably like DC and whatever other things. I would also say like Midnight Suns, like it's maybe too late for that kind of stuff, but they do have DLC packs. If there was like unique skins or like any kind of video game, if you could unlock a unique skin by submitting like 5 Heroclix UPCs, I know a lot of people that would do that. Absolutely. Yeah. People like would absolutely either pay, like they'd either sell or pay for those UPCs and then unlock those characters or unlock those skins just for the simple fact of like the cosmetic aspect. So I think it's a great avenue to get more people into the game. I think it's a very easy and unexplored avenue. I obviously am not a businessman, so I don't know how easy it would be. It just seems really simple. And then also like if you go with like Marvel Strike Force for whatever reason, if you guys decide to team up, we could get Spirit Spider in the game, and it's a really cool character. It's like she's like a Native American. Like I don't know if she's displaced from time, but she has like ancestral spirit spider tendrils instead of like the Doc Ock arms. It's like I'll have to send you a picture, Calder. It's instead of like the Doc Ock arms. Imagine like the Iron Spider-Man from Infinity War, not Infinity War. Jeez, Endgame.
Okay.
Imagine his things, except they're like spirits. They're like hollow and ghostly. Yeah. It's really cool. It's a really cool character design, and yeah, that'd be super easy. Obviously too late to like slip it into Spider-Man, but you guys did it with Wonder Woman 80th, so maybe for Avengers 60th or something. Who knows? That's all I have to say. I just think it'd be a super easy, super cool avenue to get a ton more players.
I think it's a great idea. I really liked the Wonder Woman 80th PCs. It made me buy so much more of that set than I ever would have.
It gave literally at the very least, and I think we even said this on the podcast, at the very least you could like sell those UPCs for what we called like at the time like an instant rebate. So you buy a brick and you get like $25 back by saying or selling those UPCs for like $2.50 each or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You could sell cardboard. You could sell the box. It was awesome. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
People would be like, "Hey, yo, you threw away the booster? Can I have that UPC though?" It was hilarious. It was great. I loved it. Like, this is coming from a guy that doesn't even own the Cur from Wonder Woman. Or like, I think I own Axe 4 super rares right now and 2 chases, but I still bought like 4 cases of that set. I bought a ridiculous amount of 3 cases of that set. Mostly for like UPCs and just how high value set that was. So now if you said that maybe I don't get an LE, but I get whatever, 100 something boosters, like every 10 UPCs or like some credits or gold for Marvel Snap, I would,
can you imagine?
I'd buy so much.
If it was like 1 booster equals 100 collector tokens.
Oh my gosh.
I would be buying cases. I want them collector tokens, and currently they're really hard.
Bad.
Marvel Snap doesn't know how to release them correctly. Maybe WizKids can help.
That's right. But talking about all these new sets gets me excited. Let's dive into them. You get a brand new set, but before we get into that, we're going to talk a little bit about Beyond Amazing. Okay, just a touch. So you get to see the Play at Home kits. These were already up on sale at the WizKids website, and I think I bought a few of these with my Gingerbread Man orders, but there's the Beyond Amazing Peter Parker, and then Miles Morales Play at Home kits. Miles comes with the Carnage symbiote. Peter comes with the Venom symbiote. We also see first look at the Dyson token pack. None of the bystander side up. We get to see the art. It's very like 2005-ish kid coloring book Spider-Man art, I guess is how I would say it. That they're using for these tokens. They're very goofy looking. I like the dice though. It's Spider-Man jumping in the air with a little thwip hand. So like the dice look really cool. And then on the side of the box, we get to see a big return of the Sinister Six. And with that, we get Kraven, Mysterio, a really cool Electro sculpt, Sandman, Dr. Octopus, and then Vulture with a bubble on his head. A little fishbowl Vulture action going on here. Space Vulture, high altitude Vulture, whatever that is. We get to see a look at the miniatures game as well. That's going to come with Jessica, whichever Jessica it is, Carpenter or Giroux, the evil Hydra Spider-Woman, her, Miles Morales, Mysterio, Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider or whatever, or not Ghost Spider. Yeah, Ghost Spider, whatever she's called. I don't even know, dude. Yeah, we get to see, I forget who this one is, this blue and black spider person, old, goofy-looking Black Widow, almost. Peter Parker, Spider-Man. We get to see Bullseye. I think, Mary Jane is something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah. A big, beefy Venom sculpt. He's huge. He's so tall. Yeah,
compared to everyone else, he is massive.
He's next to Shocker. Shocker's kind of hitting a little crouch, but Venom's knees are bent too. And like Venom's like almost double his size. And we get to see a Hydro Man starter set, which is really cool. So, symbiote objects. It's using the old symbiote, what's it called? Mold.
Yeah,
from
Superior
Foes. Yeah. But that symbiote was awesome, iconic in its own right. I'm curious to see how different these will end up being, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to see. Cool,
I mean,
though.
Obviously, it's still currently modern legal, but we do have a Carnage, and do we have a Venom symbiote currently?
No, Venom was, what's it called? Earth X. So we just have the Carnage
symbiote.
We
just have the Carnage symbiote. But, we are getting one of the coolest, like, special objects re-sculpted, which if they continue like re-sculpting things, this is like definitely a solid play. This was like the last of like the very cool ones, and then it wasn't until Wonder Woman where I think they really nailed down how to do like special objects. But this one specifically, it's like a little bio container containing like the
I love
symbiotes. It's awesome.
Oh, this object is so dope.
So, like, look forward to shape change plasticity breaks away automatically on 2 different objects now. They might do that, but probably not. Who knows?
Damn, I'm curious to see what it's going to be, how different it'll. Probably the most exciting news, though, is we get a brand new set. So, I didn't even know this, but I guess it's the Avengers 60th anniversary this year. So, just going to re-solicit a little verbatim here. You can expect characters, whether you prefer the muscles and grit of Captain America, the ingenuity of Iron Man, or the royal presence of Black Panther. No offense to Black Panther fans, but you could have said Thor, and just to round out like the big 3, Iron Man, Thor, but we threw Black Panther in there, and that's fine. Trinity, yeah. Avengers 60th doesn't just highlight heroic adventures, but some of the most dangerous foes they've ever faced, including Hydra, Thunderbolts, Masters of Evil, villainous forces of Hydra agents, and Ultron drone army builders. So let's go, new Ultron drones. Ultron mission points, huh?
Yeah.
Question mark, meta, with cheap drones. Let's do it. Villains take advantage of new team-up cards in a way we've never seen before. So we get villain-specific team-up cards that they're going to be like taken advantage of in a way we've never seen before, which I don't know how to unpack that.
We've seen them say in a way we've never seen before, and it's like in a very similar way. But I will say I hope that this means that the set's going to be like close to a 50-50 split villain-hero.
My hope is, if we're saying like team up cards we've never seen, before, it would be like since they're villains, they have to have their generics. They can use these
sure.
on a theme team, and then maybe you can have as many Ultron drones and as many Hydra people.
Yeah,
as
you don't
want.
have to
That'd
have
be really
a
cool. No more.
the
What's it called?
Highlander. Yeah, rule
Exactly, the Highlander
isn't in
effect for a
effect.
team up card.
That would be cool. Yeah, yeah. If I'm
So-
playing a Ultron team up card and it's like, I don't know, Ultron drone army is like the keyword or whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if I could play Ultron and then another Ultron and then a bunch of drones.
I think it'd be awesome. I would be stoked. So the solicitation is really wild. At 16 common figures, 12 uncommon figures, and this is where it starts to get weird. 10 rare figures with 3 primes,
Ooh.
and super rare figures and 3 primes. 9 chase figures, an ultra chase figure, 14 legacy cards, and then 10 team up cards. Our last ultra chase was that? It wasn't ABPI,
Thanos.
was it?
I think it was Thanos.
Was
yeah.
it ABPI Thanos? So we are getting an ultra chase for the time in like
Let me
3-ish years,
double
4
check
years.
real quick.
Is that right?
Let's see.
I don't think we have an ultra chase in modern.
I don't think
was
so
it
either.
Peggy? I guess was it Peggy Carter
Oh,
technically?
From the Captain
Peggy,
America set?
yeah, Peggy Carter from
That-
Cap. I think.
yeah, I
it's
think
the
that
one after
was-
Thanos. It's, I mean, same world kind of, but yeah. So yeah, we haven't gotten one since 2020.
Rise and Fall Cake Pool.
Oh, duh. Oh, okay, Deadpool.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Matt Reed. Sorry, bro. My
My
bad.
It's been a while.
My
To be
bad.
fair, this will be yet another notch in Marvel's Ultra Chase belt, whereas DC still, I mean, technically has the first, but also the DC last Ultra Chase.
yeah, first
White
and
Rabbit
last.
was the first
sad.
Ultra Chase ever, but it's the last for DC that we've ever seen.
It's really bad. So that's Avengers. Wow. I mean, I'm excited. I get some people might be like, bro, we just had Avengers Forever. I'm a little worn out. This set, I don't think it has a date though. It's going to be after Beyond Amazing though. So that's going to be, our summer set probably, I guess.
We do
What
see
Avengers looking like?
from the side of the box, we see some sort of Kree person. I don't know. They're blue.
Is that not Grandmaster?
Oh, it definitely could be Grandmaster.
It says cosmic character.
Yeah, so cosmic
right?
characters.
So-
It's obviously Captain Marvel. What's her name? Carol Danvers. What it looks like an exact replica of the Beyonder from
Yonder, yeah.
Galactic or Guardians of the Galaxy set. He's wearing like his white suit, like the OG appearance of Beyonder, and then a blue skinned person that
Yeah, blue
definitely probably could be the Grandmaster. Rather,
Dude,
than
I love this
random
box
Kree.
art though.
It is
Like,
cool.
It's their eyes with little swashes of color.
Yeah, it's like
So neat.
Art Deco or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody that's more into art could tell me what style this is, but it is a cool concept. I will just say, like, the only gripe I have about the box art is I always like the box art that like at least 2 boosters connect, and none of these boosters connect, so it's fine.
Have they done a 2-booster connecting though in years?
No, it's been, man, when was the last? I think maybe Disney Plus. I don't know.
Disney Plus, I think it was all Captain Carter on the cover of those.
Oh, that's
I don't
right.
think
It was
we've-
just her with the
I don't
shield.
think we've. Yeah, I think it's
And
wild.
then X of Swords was just Wolverine with all the swords.
Yep.
Avengers Forever. I don't remember what that.
Iron Man.
Oh, that's just
Iron Man, yeah.
just Iron Man.
Yeah.
Batman team up. What was that
Just,
one?
I think just Batman and Robin, right?
Yeah.
It's,
Okay.
it's Batman
So, yeah.
and then Damian Wayne, who's not in the set. I think is the
We have several
box art for
Robins
it.
in the set.
That is
Luckily
true.
enough, none of them Damian Wayne.
Oh, thank goodness. I mean, he is the worst. Don't get me wrong. Hate that kid. But so that's Avengers 60th. That's the solicit. Man, Ultra Chase return. 9 chase figures. The triple primes is
Well,
so
That's not
wild.
the entire solicit, though.
No, it's not. We get more, Simeon. You want to tell us
Yeah,
what else
so
is in this
we
set?
have, count them, not 1, not just 2. We have 3 play-at-home kits listed for this solicit. So we have play-at-home kits returned with more packed into them than ever before, with clear window to show off the characters inside. Players know exactly what hero they are getting when they pick up Iron Man play-at-home kit. Veteran players will enjoy the bonus Iron Doom Legacy card. So we've got 14 legacy cards. Check that one off the list. Iron Doom Legacy. That is from Invincible Iron Man?
Invincible Iron Man. Super rare from Invincible Iron Man.
Rare. This set contains contents subject to change. 1. Limited edition Iron Man Heroclix figure with character card. 1. Limited edition Iron Doom Legacy card. 1. Double-sided Heroclix map. Don't know what the map's going to be, but it's double-sided. That means that this set alone is going to drop 6 new maps, which is...
Yeah, dude.
That's exciting in itself.
It's going to be really cool.
It is a little frustrating that I have to pay for 3 play-at-home kits, but at the same time, you're getting... I mean, if you're a veteran player, as they say, veteran players will enjoy the bonus. But if you are a veteran player, then actually like buying all 3 of these is not a bad idea, because the second one is all the same. Veteran players will enjoy a bonus Captain America Legacy card. Yeah. So you get one Legacy Captain America card. We don't know. Obviously, Iron Doom is a fairly specific character. The next one that comes up will also be, I think, only a few come to mind. But Captain America could be like a handful. They've made a few Captain Americas over the years.
There's a handful of Captain America.
Yeah,
at least more than 6.
But you get a brand new LE Captain America figure with card. You get a limited edition Captain America Legacy card, and then a double-sided Heroclix map. Hopefully, Captain America centric. Maybe like Helicarrier. Maybe some sort of like Baron Strucker's hideout or something.
Castle, yeah, I like that.
Something like that. And then the last one. You want to cover that one?
Yeah, I'll go over this one. I'm more excited for Captain America, of course, but I like what this one could be. So this one is the Hulkster. So you're going to get Hulk with this one. The Legacy card is, and I kind of feel bad because Hulk, I think, still hasn't gotten a Legacy card, and he's still not going to get one. It's General Thunderbolt Ross gets a Legacy card, which is so funny. So there's 3 General Thunderbolt Rosses with that exact name, General Thunderbolt Ross. They're all from the Incredible Hulk set. There's only one. Please, WizKids, there's only one that needs to get Legacy. And that is, of course, Call in the Airstrike General Thunderbolt Ross. I played the heck out of that figure.
It's really the only one that makes sense.
It's right.
I could speculate about
any other one.
Captain America. I can't speculate about Iron Doom. It's the only Iron Doom.
No, there's one Iron. Yeah, exactly.
Captain America, there's a few in like the last couple years that I could see them doing.
Yeah.
I've already gotten quite a few, in my opinion. Well, honestly, Smoky Foot Cap was like...
He was the iconic.
Yeah,
he was
when he got
one,
named, I was like, okay, they're done with Captain America. Like,
that's what I thought. I was like, I was like, okay, if we get, Smoky Foot Cap, you don't really have to make any other ones. Because Ultimates was, Ultimates Cap ended up being a favorite of mine. At the first, I was like, why ever make this guy? So with Captain America, this would be really cool. Since all the Legacy cards in this are not exactly Tony Stark, necessarily, or Bruce Banner the Hulk, what if we got, hear me out here, Fury Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Falcon Super Rare Captain America, right? Or here itself, Bucky Captain America. You know what I mean?
Named Captain America, not Steve Rogers.
Yeah. Not Steve Rogers. Yeah, I think that'd be really... Obviously, Steve Rogers is my boy, but that would just be a really cool, curveball. Still, though, just go out and buy every Captain America. And like I've said in the past, guys... quote me on this in the future, go get a complete set of Captain America 2011. So far, that has only paid me back tenfold, because I got MODOK, I got Darkstar, I got Ursa Major, I got the Fantastic Four people. Yeah.
Keeps paying
off. Not a bad
to
set. It literally keeps paying off.
Yeah.
It is not even a great set, but it literally just keeps paying off. And once they finally Legacy card my boy Mr. Immortal, y'all are going to wish you would have bought a full set of Captain America 2011. Seriously.
Absolutely. Yeah. Once he gets made, and he becomes like the new don't die tech kind of thing.
Dude, exactly.
Absolutely. Speculation as to, in my mind, so recency bias, the first 2 that come to mind are the rare from ABPI and the chase from ABPI. Sure. I don't think they're going to do the chase, but I really like the rare, so maybe they rework his dial without the time gem.
I like that rare a lot.
And still if they still give him the ability to pick ESD and combat reflexes, still a really solid dial. He's a 12 for 3. has like charge, running shot. I think he's got both. Maybe
Yep.
it's just charge. I don't remember.
I think he starts with running shot, but I think he could get charge. Or did he have? No, he had a special speed power. It was like charge, running shot, sidestep.
Was it? Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I just remember in sealed like him being so good. Obviously, like I think if they did like a legacy of him, they wouldn't include the time gem trait because that wouldn't be legal or wouldn't be modern legal. But there's still like enough you could do with like his trait and like his dial and stuff where you could keep like the essence of him or make him better. The chase from ABPI, I don't know how you do that. Like I would have some strong words as to how you could do it. I don't think
he doesn't have the
they'd be
gauntlet
great for the game,
right?
Yeah,
You wouldn't be able to give him the gauntlet
without giving him the
as a
gauntlet.
legacy.
You have to give him some sort of gauntlet effect. So yeah, literally just like reprint the legacy Thanos on that chase cap. Make everyone happy. That's what everyone wants to see. But no, like those would be like my recency biases. But other than that, like, you know, we have Smoky Foot Cap. We have, I can't remember, like the cap that first got legacied. I never even played. He was from an old set.
Wait, you didn't play the iconic Rookie Ultimates Captain America?
No.
That's not an iconic version of Captain America for you, Simeon?
No.
Rookie Ultimates Captain America?
But,
not even the veteran? Yeah.
Every so often when I'm having a single malt scotch, I like to toss a few ice cube caps into my drink to cool it down.
That would be a good one.
The chase,
that would be cool.
The chase cap from Captain America.
Yeah.
That is the one sad thing is we know this isn't going to be. This isn't Cap Wolf because it's named Captain America, so can't be Cap Wolf. That was like my other. I was like, ooh, Cap Wolf. That was like my first thought, and then I was like, oh yeah, his name isn't Captain America. Duh.
And, you know what, guys? Just since we're on topic of it, there are 5 Captain Americas in the Captain America 2011 set. Again, not I'm just saying, buy the entire Captain America 2011 set. Legacy picks because this covers a lot of bases. You get Bucky Cap.
How many Captain Americas are there in the Captain America and the Avengers set?
Captain America and the Avengers? Yeah, there's one, Simeon. There's one. There's one Steve Rogers Captain America, and then there's one Falcon Captain America. So there's 2 whole Captain Americas in that set. And then there's Steve Rogers and there's the Captain. None of them above a super rare, of course, because we don't want them to be that good. Still so salty about the Captain America and the Avengers. Where did we go so wrong? So wrong. But yes. There's the gravity feed, there's the main set, and there's the rare wall bounce cap, and there's the chase icicle Captain America from 2011.
Baby. I don't know if they'll go back with. I don't think they'll go back to countdown clicks. I honestly don't.
Yeah, that's a wonky effect. He could have a trait that says like he starts the game on whatever.
We did get that Wolverine that has a pseudo like countdown. Like that's like when he's KO'd.
Yeah,
but like this is beginning of the game, right? Like, I don't know if they'll do
beginning of the game
because they haven't done like the Wolverines or anything like that have countdown clicks. So I don't know.
I used to own all of them. There's like 4 people. They're like Malekith, Loki, or the Dark World, and then it's literally like Wolverine and then the Captain America as from the chases.
Now that we're talking,
might be more.
Have they even legacied a single Wolverine?
Yeah, they did. Not Uncanny X-Men, but Wolverine and the X-Men 001 Wolverine.
Yeah,
I know, because
that's right.
It made me mad because they removed the one keyword I even liked that Wolverine for, and that was the animal keyword. And they got rid of his animal keyword.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, man.
I forgot because, he is like straight up a 12 attack printed, which just made him like super worth it. But yeah, 8-speed charge, 12 attack. That is a Wolverine I've played a ton of on like Alpha Flight because... at least the original, when played with the Invincible Iron Man Guardian, you gave him like a boost to his attack. Like Guardian gives everyone a boost to his attack, so that Wolverine had a 13 printed, or well, not printed. He had a 12 printed, got boosted to a 13. But yeah, I definitely own that one. I just never got the Legacy card because I play a lot of Golden Age, so I don't need it. But
I would also love the total curveball if they made the Marvel 10th anniversary Captain America one that is also just a copy of the Ultimates rookie Captain America. Like his dial is inspired by it. It'd be very funny if they just also legacied this one. So now we have like kind of the same twice.
Isn't there a Captain America in Fear itself. That's not actually.
It's
Steve
Bucky,
Rogers.
yeah. It's like that one's
The
Bucky.
201, the 20, like the shiny
Yeah.
suit cap. 88 point. Bucky.
I don't know why Bucky was so shiny though. Yeah, his blue was just.
He came with the
Collective,
Blitzkrieg
man.
USA scenario pack. So hope you bought that. If that's the one they pick.
I would like it. I think you could. Now that I'm looking at his style, you could have a secondary starting line on like click 3, where he goes down to toughness, but he still has his charge. He has the special attack power he'll start with. Then this could be a fun dial to redo. Kind of
Yeah.
like that one.
I mean, there's
But yeah,
also, so like, not for nothing, but like the Avengers Assemble cap got re-sculpted for the,
True.
Well, the 3 Avengers Assemble
Play at home,
Thor
not play at home, but it was like
rookie-
Sidekick Night or something,
Sidekick,
right?
Sidekick, that's
Yeah,
what it's called.
Sidekick Night.
Yeah, that Super Rare Cap, Super Rare Iron Man, and Super Rare Thor got re-sculpted for Sidekick Nights. Those were all very good sculpts. Especially the cap. I loved like the.
I do.
It looks like he's kind of using the shield to like shoot a blast, but it's like the shield returning to him. I really liked that. I don't know. There are just like I said at the top. There's a ton of people named Captain America that could be picked for this. It's the one real wild card because like Thunderbolt Ross at most
got him,
3
yeah.
options.
So if you guys don't know, it's the gravity feat of Thunderbolt Ross.
Most
That's
likely.
Missile Strike. It's got like there's no way they don't make him.
No
right?
one ever played the other Thunderbolt Rosses. Sorry. When I say Thunderbolt Ross, I mean General Thunderbolt Ross.
General Thunderbolt Ross here. Yeah.
Putting respect on his name. But yeah,
I want to know how they do the airstrike because that airstrike ability is literally so fun. He's got to
really
activate
liked,
it. It's got an activation click.
who was it? Was it Steve Trevor?
Steve Trevor?
Who was
Do
it that
what?
like somewhat recently had the like a similar so like the LE Steve Trevor from 2019
Okay.
he starts with stealth, energy explosion, combat reflexes, perplex, 40 points, and the first time he would be KO'd, instead you place a coordinates marker in any square and remove the Steve Trevor. Give him 2 airdrop tokens at the beginning of your turn. Remove one. When you remove the last one, you place him in any square within 4 squares of the coordinates marker on click 10, which is running shot psychic or running shot pulse wave, 2 damage, outwit, and toughness. So he wasn't like great. I don't think I even ever played him, but that's like the closest thing that we've ever had to like another airdrop kind of version. And yeah, that is just like super iconic to me.
Dude, it's so great. So I love WizKids doing this because that is like a figure that is just iconic. It has a legacy. It's not just like, oh, we can fill out a sub theme, or oh, it's a cool version of the character. Let's redo the dial. Instead, it's like this is like an iconic historical figure to a lot of people.
Firelord.
You know?
So
yeah, like Firelord is a good pick. That Joker was a good pick that they just recently did. The Lamp Joker.
There's been like several figures.
There was a lot.
Like, they were like, this is how it used to work, and it was like a pretty big deal if you're like an old hat at this game. And so
a little nod to old people
that
play this game, to the Isaac Dinkies that play this game.
Yeah. If you got
you have some more pictures.
Your back hurts, you might remember this figure.
We do get to have some more pictures though, so we get a very interesting looking Thor who has a lot of buckles and belts and bracers and stuff on his arms and thighs. Very interesting Thor, very angry looking, jumping up, gonna swing his hammer. We get Phalanx Ultron here with his cape.
Yeah, super
it's really
cool.
I know that was one that I wanted to get a legacy, was the Hammer of Thor like version of this Ultron, but I guess we're just getting straight up a brand new version, which is cool. So I'm big on that. That's cool. It looks dope.
Yeah, hopefully
this is
like the 13 pulse wave or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Maybe it was 12.
Yeah,
I don't
know. Doom Above All. I think this is right. I think this is the Doom Above All from the Avengers Forever storyline.
Yeah.
He has weird mystical armor. Is this the skin armor? I can't remember.
No,
who has
I don't think
skin armor.
Okay. He only
Okay.
had the skin, like specifically skin armor, once.
It's so creepy. This armor has just a weird hue to it. I'm like, Is this lace of skin? I don't know. I don't know. I guess not. Thank goodness. But yeah, this is a cool looking Doom sculpt. The cape flowing in the wind. He has the build a croissant seal of approval. The white puffy jacket stuff around his collar. I know Bill's big on those. So
Yeah,
that
it gets
smells
cold in
solid.
Latveria, and being a mystical person, you can't just like internally
it.
heat yourself or anything.
No.
So yeah,
He
you
is
need
bundled up too.
random hood with fur on the outside of the hood because that's where my shoulders and lats get real cold. So that's
Yeah.
where I need the fur on my cloak / hood.
Lats, not your traps. Is that what you meant?
No,
Your lats are.
lats are.
Oh, your
like
armpits.
my
Oh, okay,
yeah,
your
I
armpits
need really
get
hairy
cold. Oh, okay.
armpits. I'm not specifically
You need-
this Doom.
Okay.
Yeah, traps would make sense for this Doom. His traps get
For this collar, yeah.
No, I was specifically talking about myself.
Oh, I understand. Gosh. Then we get this Iron Man sculpt, which compared to the base, he looks massive. Doesn't he look huge?
Yeah, he's
Silver,
silver. He's got
Not quite Silver Centurion arm.
no,
Iron
but
Man, though.
he's got like a really sweet, like flight effect, akin to like what we've
I like
seen
it.
goblins have, where it's like a
You're right.
smoke piling up because of like so much flame shooting down. It's really cool, and it also like makes the base a lot more stable for these figures a lot of the times. We'll see, but yeah, it is a more dynamic Iron Man than the previous ones that we've gotten that are kind of just standing there and stuff. There are a few more on Facebook that I saw.
I'm trying to find them. So I'm on Paradise Clix right now. They have the Dyson Token Pack, which is got Cap, Thor, Iron Man, then Hulk, Black Widow, Black Panther. I'm not going to lie. I feel like, again, I like this Avengers team. This is a good grouping. But I feel like we should have done like Wasp, Ant-Man, OG Armor, Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, right?
Yeah,
Like, should have done like the OG Avengers. Trust me, hey, I'm glad Cap's on the tokens. Don't get me wrong, but first group.
the Iron Man that's like slipping he's like holding his wrist as if he's like slipping his glove on.
Yeah,
He has like the big old bracer like circle things where it's like, are those repulsors? Because they don't make sense
Massive.
as repulsors. But yeah, Carol Danvers, new Red She-Hulk. This Cap sculpt
Ooh.
I think looks familiar, but maybe that's just because
no,
Oh.
we've
maybe I've just seen enough Cap dab and kind of sculpts. And this one just looks like another.
no. This is like he's
Doing
like
the
getting ready to
dab.
line up the shield. He's not dabbing. Please don't say. Don't please no. He's just kind of lining up the shield shot. It looks like he has like a little effect to keep him up. He's like got one foot on the ground and then once. It's a very interesting Cap sculpt. It's more dynamic than most Cap sculpts we've had recently, though. I will say. So I do like this. This is interesting. His shield also looks huge. Shields
Yeah.
going forward are just going to be massive.
He's like, check this out, kids. I saw this on TikTok.
So
Yeah.
this is also really interesting that I'm just noticing this now at the Play at Home kits. So on Caps, his figure's in the forefront with Iron Man and Hulk behind him. Same thing on Hulk's. Hulk's figure's in the forefront, and there's art of Iron Man and Captain America behind him. And then Iron Man, he has Captain America and Hulk behind him as art, and then Iron Man's figure's in the forefront, which is really interesting. It's kind of a cool did with the Play at Home kits. I think that's cool.
This Hawkeye looks. It's the same sculpt as the Avengers Forever Hawkeye, right?
Yeah, the little holding up the bow.
For some reason, this one, like maybe it's like the stupid grin on his face. It doesn't seem like Clint Barton. It seems like Bullseye or something for some reason.
We already got Lester. What other Barry Barton?
We've gotten him before, but not recently. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I just don't remember Clint like having a goofy smirk on his face while I don't know shooting arrows. But maybe I'm wrong. Got a absolutely massive Hulk. Yeah. I just want to see the back of the box. Give me the back of the box.
Back of the
Dyson
box,
Token
show
Pack
me.
is cool though. That's like Golden Age.
I
Tokens.
dig it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I
Golden
do
Age
wish it
art.
was like the OG Avengers team on them, but I mess with it. It's still cool.
Yeah, and the dice, the 6 is a 60 with the Avengers A slipped into like the 0, so it's like popping out of there.
I do
It's
like
not
these dice.
the most dynamic dice, but it's like a very cool design. Like whoever did the artwork for that 60th anniversary Avengers, it's like I mean it's hard to pull off on a D6, but yeah, they actually made it unique compared to I don't know, like War of the Realms, which is a snowflake. Oh,
That's right, it was.
I see what you mean with the play at home kits where it's one of them's taking center stage and then
It's kind of cool. I mean, I dig it. So that's the Avengers 60th and the Spider-Man Beyond Amazing we get this week. It's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad we got all these solicit drops. Lets us know what's coming up here in pretty darn near future. But I'm going to go ahead, do a little story time here before we wrap up the show. I'm going to go talk about my Florida trip. The Heroclix Open was this last weekend in Florida. Big shout out to David Newmark and all the awesome judges they had helping. They had PJ Bolin, they had Kenny Pena. There's probably another judge. I forget her name, but I know she was helping. Anyways,
HTQ.
It was like
ampersand.
18 names, and I'm just like, no one needs that many names.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you know what I mean? Like Beyonce,
Yeah,
Adele.
I'm just gonna say,
they got
like,
the one name. I'll just say another thing. They did the big charity event that was really cool. I skipped out on it because we had an hour and a half ish drive back to where I was staying. So big shout out to superfan Chance McCall letting me crash at his house while we were down this weekend. It was huge, ton of fun. Even better when I didn't have to pay for a hotel room at relatively spendy place. So I appreciated that a lot. That was really cool. So getting down to the Florida event was really rough. The day before, all the roads were closed, or the main road that goes through South Dakota, Interstate 90, that would get me to Sioux Falls, that would get me to the airport, that the airport would get me to then Florida. That interstate was just closed the day before. So the entire day before my flight originally was supposed to take off, I was just trying to cancel it. I was like, well, there's no way, better safe than sorry. Let's just try to get my flight canceled. You know what? Thank you to Allegiant for dodging all of my calls and all of my emails and putting me on hold for 30 minutes with no chance of ever getting it answered in sight, because I did go to Florida. So thank you, Allegiant, so much for that. And then also thank you for having the gall after my flight happened to ask me to leave a review. That's not going to happen. I'm glad you wanted to hear
please leave
my feedback, but no. So. And the day of, I actually slept in. I stayed up the night before till 2 a.m. being well, I'm not going to go tomorrow, so whatever. I slept in. I woke up at 8. My flight was originally set at 11, 3-hour drive to Sioux Falls. I was like, well, I'll check first to see if my flight's delayed. It was delayed. It was delayed till about 12:30. And I was like, okay, well, now I'll check to see if the roads are open. Roads, sure enough, were open. I was like, well, let's give it the old college try. I had already kind of packed my Heroclix the night before, so I threw everything. I did pack a bag the night before, so I grabbed it, and I headed out the door. There were some really icy spots. There were some rough spots. I did not check into my flight. Typically, this is what you should do. Check in 24 hours in advance to make sure everything's all good. I did not do that. I was like, I'm not going to check into this flight until I am at the airport, because I still would like to get my money back if I can't go. So... But no, sure enough, I was able to get there, get to the airport, and get on the plane, and we flew out. And I was in sunny Orlando, Florida, from whatever, cold South Dakota, so that was really cool. But the next day, the first day was teams. That was the 400 points Modern Age Prince and Pauper, where Pauper was commons, uncommons, rares, no primes. Tarot cards were legal for both. And then Prince was super rares, chases, LEs, and only primes are legal for super rares. So that's fun. I had a team. I forgot half of the cards in my coat pocket that I left in South Dakota. So I then was like, well, sadly, I'm running the quote-unquote expensive team. I borrowed whatever super rares I could, ended up winning 2 out of the 4 games. Terrible, but we didn't end up going anywhere with that. The team was a mission point Thanos build, which did get a mission point victory over another mission point Thanos. And he was at 19 mission points. I was at 17 mission points.
Oh no!
I had 0 mortal tokens though, and I was like, well, I mean, let's see if I win the game. And I rolled a 4, and very sad. It was very sad that he did not quite make it. I felt really bad. Then find out this is Dan, not Daniel Powell, a different Dan, and I find out that he had lost that same day 19-20 mission points. So I felt really bad to have that happen twice to him, poor guy. So sad. But still, it was fun running Mission Point Thanos. Had great games against some fun people. It was a good time. Then was able to, this is probably my biggest highlight for the event, was Batman Team-Up Battle Royals. When the event was happening, we were still in pre-release. The set hadn't fully released yet because it was 6th or the 8th. I gotta do Battle Royales of Batman Team-Up. I love Battle Royals. If you know me, I've went down to Rock Cups just to play Battle Royals. I went down to Worlds and Nationals just to end up probably playing Battle Royals. And when they are pre-release BRs, oh baby, does that make them, chef's kiss, so much sweeter. So I hadn't bought or planned on buying or pre-ordered any Batman Team-Up yet, and I was like, well, if I can just jam Battle Royales the entire weekend, I'm not playing 300 Modern, if I can just play BRs all day Saturday, I'll get a full cur. I should walk out of it with a full cur. BRs, no one really, at the end of the day, once the commons and uncommons start popping up, it's like, whatever, right? New set, people will be choosing them, but I think I can definitely get a full cur. So I did get that. I got all the figures. I got almost all the figures I wanted. I will say I never played in a BR where someone pulled, what's his face? Oh my gosh.
Prime
so
Batman?
many chases. Prime Batman. Yeah, we never got Prime Batman in any of my BRs, so that was a little tough. I will say this, and you mentioned it earlier, there were a few BRs where the brick had no chase or Prime in it. That started to actually kind of scare me about buying in Batman set. I was like, oh, that is tough. That is really tough. That's scary that you could buy a brick with no chase or Prime. So it was a little rough. Not gonna lie, those are scary battle royals, but we got some good legacy cards, and I did walk away with the 2 legacy cards I wanted the most, Atrocitus and then Lex Luthor and Joker, so that was cool. Still want some more of the set. I was also able to get a lot of constructs I wanted. Didn't get quite as many as I wanted, I will say, but I was able to get enough stuff that I could sell it back, make some money. I was also very excited. I got to play a battle royal with the Jay Solomon of JSA Clix podcast fame.
Yeah.
And he played Darkseid at 250 points, fell right into the trap, and one of the people, I believe
absolute dirtbag that would
Yeah,
play
what a-
Darkseid at full points in a battle royal.
what a scumbag. Who would do that? Don't worry, I did it also this same weekend because of course I'm going to. But he got Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter is really the instant counter for Darkseid, really, in a BR especially. Can't modify stats with the outsiders, and then Martian Manhunter says you also can't be given free actions when he outsiders is you, so he can't perplex or outwit, and then he can't use range combat expertise. He can still move and shoot, and he can still see through everything. Then also, the guy playing Martian Manhunter then hit him with the stop sign, which says Darkseid can't use improvement. Darkseid was already in between two of elevated. And then, even worse, he had the John Stewart super rare and barriered in Darkseid from behind. So Darkseid can only see at like the right side of the map now, totally blocked off his line of fire to the left side of the map. And then even worse, like this has happened for a few turns already. And then he's like, oh wait, I can barrier you in fully, and then Jay had an entire turn where he couldn't do literally anything at all. It was so sad. Battle Royals were also done in a different style, but it was really funny. I mean, it was hilarious playing this BR. It was so great. I went over there. I shot the stop sign. Don't worry. I helped out our homeboy, our neighbor to the north, a little bit. The Battle Royals were done a little differently. We got a full brick of the set here in Florida. There were special rules. So you got, instead of getting one booster, and then you pick one, and you pass your booster down in a normal Battle Royal type thing, you instead got 2 boosters. You built a 300-point team out of it, and then you just played as if you had a 300-point team. And then you also had a respawn rule, so if a character died during any turn, at the beginning of your turn, your character would come back to life. Any whatever space in the starting area. It was really cool. So I liked the respawn rule. It kept people from getting shut out, but it did allow a lot of farming of points, specifically of one Miss Karen Beecher. I was quite the bee farmer. Chance was quite the bee farmer. Really, if you ever made the mistake of putting her on your team, she got farmed. She's 40 points. She's 4 clicks long. Got a big 17 willpower to defend her, and I guess tiny symbol. Yeah, dude. The easiest 40 points, especially when you consider Scooby-Doo is a shape change Super Sense's Bob piece for 50 points. Oh, yeah, I'll take the 10-point loss and just kill Karen Beecher a million times. Absolutely. So that was fun. It was also fun killing Supermans. Again, I loved doing that. It's always a highlight in BRs. But I think the Batman set is super fun for BRs. I liked the way we did it. I think that was really cool. But I also like the way we did our first BR that we will be up on the channel here soon, where you just do the normal pick and pass, and then you just start with the construct on your force instead of doing the whole power action to generate it. Any character can. I think both ways work. So if you and your friends want to do kind of a big group of team sealed and that style of Batman BR, that's cool. And if you don't, you can do the normal BR. I think it works well. I think I like both ideas for BRs. We also had rulings, so we played a Avengers Forever BR in which Kevin got a mission point victory. And we asked, hey, how should we score this in a battle royal? Does Kevin win? Is the battle royal now over? Does he just auto get place? Does he get 100 points? Like, what should this be? You know what I mean?
That is, like, technically the game, according to the rules, the game would end and he would get the, like, build total.
Right.
But in a BR, you don't necessarily get capped at 300 or anything. So
exactly, there's no mercy rule in a BR, especially with respawns. So it's like, what do we do? Sadly, that night, Kenny was like, "Oh, just nothing happens." And then the next day, he had a ruling, and it's like, "Yeah, that kept me up at night. I just couldn't sleep well." We still gave Kevin like that win for that BR. Just because we also, the judge forgot to start the time. We were like, yeah, let's just call it. Let's call it there. And then, the next day, Kenny had a ruling, and he was like, yeah, just, you get 300 points. For every, I think he said for every 20 mission points you get 3 points. So I was like, yo, let's go. We never saw another mission point win, though. No one tried it with Darkseid. There were people that tried it with Red X. And I was like, Red X is probably one of the easiest ones to try to get in a BR, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
It just ends up, you need more turns. Red X is 3 a turn, which is awesome. You just need way more turns. The reason Kevin was able to win so handily was he was calling shots with a Mortis. And that's a 2 each turn, so you can get 6 once around the table. That's really good. Versus 3 once around the table with Red X. So no, super fun set for BRs. I super enjoyed it. I got a lot of figures. I needed to get a lot of trade fodder so I could trade for stuff that I didn't get. So I'm excited. The more I look at Batman Team Up, the more I love this set. I think it's such a cool set. So that was Saturday. That was Friday. We missed. I skipped out on the charity dinner. Like I said, had to drive all the way back to Avon Park. It was A-okay with me. I will say they did pie shots where they slapped pies in each other's faces. Hopefully, we can convince them next year, Simeon, to do chair shots and be men, and actually do something for charity.
Oh, yeah. You mean like
really matter?
It takes like actual effort instead of.
Yeah, it takes like actual effort,
you
and
rub
it's like
whipped cream on my face. I'm so whipped creamy. This is so hard. Or
so
like
silly.
Eat a glizzy blizzy, or a sushizzy, which is the sushi version. Yeah, do something that like people are like, oh, like people like feel bad watching it.
Right.
That's what people want to see. They want to see the pain in the face. There's no pain involved with whipped cream being spread across you. Like,
yeah, so not knocking the whipped cream, like pie face shots, whatever. But
or just at the end of the night when you get to that point where you're like, oh, it's time for the like whatever. You just do a battle royale. You do a tournament of champions, like bare knuckle boxing, fist fight till the last man standing. Is Scott Porter as tough as he looks? Probably. I looked at like the rest of the people that got pied. Scott Porter's probably the last man standing. Not gonna lie, but
easily.
Maybe somebody gets a lucky hit. Like probably not PJ. Maybe
definitely not PJ. I don't.
Probably
the reach
not
with PJ is.
Scott wears glasses, so he's probably, just to close.
I'll say one interesting thing about Scott. Yeah, wears glasses, yes. The fedora has been missing more often than not. Has he finally grown up?
Maybe
and realized fedoras haven't been cool for super long time. To jump into Sunday and finish off the Florida story, it was team sealed. Chance did not have a teammate when we down, and then bada boom, bada boom. We met Aaron, super cool guy, getting back into Heroclix, and we were like, hey, if you don't have a team, come join ours. So Aaron was a trooper. We had a tough slog of team sealed. He did say you're allowed 1 mulligan. So I was like, guys, we're going to rip open these packs, see what we got, see what's good. If not, on a mulligan. And Aaron was like, yeah, I could get a mulligan for us. And I was like, dude, you really don't have to. Like we can all split it or whatever. But no, we open our packs. We're like, oh, dude, no chase, no prime. We're not going to use this garbage. Not in love with our super rares. Didn't get like a Gamma Clap Hulk or anything good. It was like Strider and something else. And I was just like, oh, I don't want to try to win the day with Kerr. So he was instantly like, boom, here's the card. Scan it, swipe it, let's do it. I was like, bro, what a guy, what a top G. And then, I shouldn't even say that. But then we got a Iron Hammer pick, which is really good. So we got Iron Hammer, the Iron Man super rare, and then Erica Chavez and Immortus. Those were our like super rares. So, like not the world's greatest super rares, but Iron Hammer gave us some good legs to stand on. With the Swordsman Prime, we got some other cool stuff. I will say things of note. Not get a Crimson Dynamo, which hurt so bad. Not getting a single Crimson Dynamo in this new brick, and we're just like, man, that'll be tough. We built some solid teams. I liked my team a lot, actually. It was full point Iron Hammer. I had run him the most at that time, and also I wasn't able to run him for my Prince event, so I was like, I really want to run Iron Hammer, guys. Iron Hammer, it was Immortus. It was the common Wonder Man with the uncommon Wonder Man on the sideline to turn into... What was it? That was the full team. So yeah, Immortus, Iron Hammer, Wonder Man. I feel like there's had to have been something else on that team, but that's all I can remember. Probably some other like cheap piece was on that team. But yeah, that was the full team. I liked it though. The Immortus die replacement was super helpful. It allowed me to like load some crit misses, which is so nice because he can shot call an opponent's roll and be like, okay, now it can't be re-rolled. But I can still replace a die in there. So like that was really nice with that one. I liked that a lot. He could shot call my own, but he could give me a 6, which is great. So if I just had to roll 1/6, that was key down a mission point Thanos early in the day. He's on a stock look with super senses. I was like, bada bing, bada boom. I can roll a crit hit. This is great. I mean, got lucky. Still had to roll at least 1/6 though, so got lucky there. It was awesome. And some of my games were tough. Played against Coffee and Clix, and he was playing Knight. Could not make the attacks. The outwit really hurts me. I think most of the games, I just made the mistake of, whenever it was on the board, not taking out or getting rid of the outwit right away. I think if I would have smacked his Wonder Man first and got him off outwit, if I would have then constantly outwitted the outwit on his Arachnite, I could have got myself way more legs to stand on in that game. But Iron Hammer, once he takes that like initial couple shots and he gets worn down, he can't really even steal energy to a super great click. So it's tough. And then that was another thing. I always went against dudes that had like stop clicks on their board, or they had invincible, or they had something, right? When the majority of this set, I was looking at things other people were playing. Some dude had like Winter Hulk and then the Jen Walters Hulk both on a team, and I was like, I want to face that team. I can one shot Winter Hulk so easily. And I was like, man, but I'm going against like dudes with stop clicks or mystics. Fought a ton of mystics actually, which isn't terrible for my team because I do have double invincible, but still, like lots of outwits and all this stuff, or like they had a bunch of people, and I was like, why can't I fight Winter Hulk, Jen Walters? Why do I have to go against all these stop clicks? Not good for me. I'll complain about matchups. At the end of the day, I didn't secure wins when I needed to. Chance took turns winning when we should have synced up our wins better. And I can't remember if Aaron won a game. I think he maybe won one, but we gave him the Super Rare Iron Man and some other stuff. And I think Super Iron Man ended up being a trap piece. It looked really good on paper, but I preferred to be making more attacks than just pulse waving a bunch for 2, which is a bummer because I know he had tough matchups. He went against he went against a Super Thanos mission point, and he went against a Super Gamma Clap Hulk. And the entire time I was like, man, why am I the A player? I want to play against those teams. I was so just like, ugh. So yeah, the matchups I think were really rough. I think we built solid teams. Chance got super massive hodgepodge. It was like Khazar, Swordsman, bunch of random stuff, America Chavez, blah, 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 all sorts of random, like, garbage. But he did well with it. We both got the same amount of wins in the day. We just didn't secure the wins where we needed to. I thought our teams were solid. Probably could have used some tweaking here and there, but it was just a bummer. It wasn't perfect, but that's okay. That was Sunday. So shout out to who actually won. That was Matty G, George Masu, and Wes Summers won teams. Shout out to second place.
They've never won
A
teams
Solomon
before though, so
technically not exactly the lab one. But yeah, George Masu and Matty G cranking out another team win, and then also deciding to carry Wes along. Just kidding. Sure, Wes also pulled his weight pretty well in that team event. I have no idea. I don't know the record. Winning record at least. And then yeah, shout out to Matt Ventura, Emily, and Jay for Team Canada. I don't even that is Canadian. I honestly have zero clue. But shout out to them. They did do their little booster Jenga early on in the day, and I got a picture of it. I was very excited. Best part is I was taking a picture. My live camera was on, and I got it kind of falling over when you hold the live videos. Like that was really cool. Like that was great.
The weird new phone cameras where it's like, oh, you took a picture? Well, that picture is 5 seconds long, and you're like, wait, what?
It's also, yeah,
I'm
you
sorry,
took a
what?
5-second picture.
That's not how pictures work. And your phone's like, no. I'm like, select which frame of this picture you want. And you're like, I don't. That's never been a thing. That's not a thing. I took a picture. You gave me a video, and now you're asking me to select a picture from the video.
That's not how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in my day, you had to stand still for 10 minutes while the print got etched into the stone. But
Gosh. But that's Florida. It was a fun event. It was solid, I would say.
Yeah, Florida sounded really, really good.
And, like to be fair, the majority of fun I had was in battle royals being whatever pre-release. So I think if we always have a solid thing, shout out to Chris with House Rules Gaming. He was a super great guy, super fun. He had really solid prices on a ton of stuff. I know I picked up a few legacy cards from him. He had Hellfire Galas for $56. Fab. I was like, wow, that's a great deal for a Hellfire Gala. That's good, so
way below MSRP.
Big shout out to Chris of House Rules Gaming. So if you're down in Florida, obviously first give business to coolstuffink.com. Obvi, of course. Use down 5. Yeah, 5% off your order.
Down there. Yeah,
a ton of locations. But also shout out to Chris for helping run battle royals and all that fun stuff for the event. So
I know Newmark has said that he can't do the Clix champion, not Olympics hashtag
something. One of the names,
whatever. He can't do that anywhere other than Florida. It just doesn't feasibly make sense to do it anywhere other than Florida. I mean, obviously, but that means that this tournament will continue to be in Florida for a while. It sounds like a really fun tournament, and he has several days set up. There's several days and events, and there's not just Heroclix events, but there's actual community events. There's cool stuff going on. He's definitely going to probably try and get Scott Porter going forward, I imagine, or someone likewise. This is obviously only the second year, so it can only get bigger and better. And I think they definitely improved upon from last year. I'm interested in it. I just as a whole hate the state of Florida. So
fair enough.
After living there for several months, I don't know if I can force myself to go back for a few days.
It wasn't bad though, since it was in January.
I was gonna
first year when it was in July, I was like, I want to die.
Yeah, if you can go in the winter months for the Midwest, and then also people in Florida are like, ooh, I can't go outside. It's 60 degrees. Ooh, too chilly.
Yeah, jeez.
I've got some words for the Florida.
I can say we have a bit of a Florida hater going on here. It's interesting.
Definitely. I mean.
It
does sound like a fun event.
Yeah. It was a very solid event. I do hope in the future it won't have it at these resorts and hotels. Not a huge knock on those guys, but it can be so much cheaper if we have it at the House Rules Gaming store. Or they get a community center or something, because these hotels, it was for us not staying at the hotel, it was $30 a day parking, or if I went to the front desk I could get a $14 voucher, or the real hack, crumple up the voucher and forget about it, and then be fit in the machine no longer takes it, and then the valet gets so mad at you for being in the way, they just let you go and use their key. So that's the real hack.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get free parking. Don't know how many days in a row you can do that for. At least, I guess, 3.
I mean, Yeah,
We'll
they
leave
just
that
go,
in.
Oh, never mind. Don't say that and get free parking.
Oh my gosh. No.
No,
Uh,
I will say one of the big pushes for the Orlando event was like, oh, you can take the whole family. It can be a whole family trip, and you can go to like Disneyland and do
Yes,
like
yeah, that is
Epcot and do all the Disney
that,
World things
that is
or
what a lot of
Disneyland
people
things.
do.
That is garbage to me. Like I
Oh,
absolutely
no.
don't want
Well,
to. I have no family to take, and even if I did, I wouldn't. I like Worlds of Fun, where I've got roller coasters.
You're
all
a
over.
big Six Flags guy, aren't
Yeah,
you?
I'm huge into Six
Yeah,
Flags.
I
Huge
can
into
tell
Worlds of
you're a
Fun.
Six Flags guy.
I like huge roller coasters and like, yeah, I might wait in line for 30 minutes, but I get to ride a ride that like literally makes me shake in my boots at the end of it. I go to Disney World or Disneyland. I honestly don't know the difference. And like their craziest ride is like, woo, we take you through a dark tunnel and oh, what's that? A flash. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, you're disoriented. And it's like 30 seconds later and it's done. It's like, no, I want to be on the rickety wooden my spine hurts after it because I literally thought it was going to like come off the rails kind of rides.
We are so off topic right now. I will say I do recommend Coney Island. If you want a ride that you feel so unsafe on, OG Cyclone, because there's 18 million roller coasters called Cyclone for some reason. The original Cyclone in Coney Island.
Twister.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That one was it's not a wooden roller coaster, but it's a lot of wood is being used for it. And the dude uses this big old silly lever, let your
It's also just like supported by a wooden pier that may or may not have been completely rotted away in the last couple decades.
The Coney Island rides terrified me. Every single one of them, even the not quote unquote scary ones, were still kind of terrifying. Just because it's been so many years since I've been on any carnival ride, I was like, wow, I do feel like we may die. I feel like this ride will give out.
I have that experience where I'm like, oh no, what if I die on this ride? But then another part of me is like, oh yeah, huge insurance like settlement. Like my family will get
if I survive, or your family.
No, like if I die, they just get a ton of money because this was completely unsafe and they should have known. No, getting back on topic. There was also the Las Vegas event. So,
oh yeah,
we didn't.
I mean, I don't know how much we want to talk about this.
Yeah,
no, we weren't.
I can't talk too much about this. Actually, I'm not going to bother talking about this at all. I will just say, listen to the Eagle Cast. Look at the Majestics Facebook page. They did an event in Las Vegas. It seemed really fun. They did Bronze Age. They did a couple other events. It looked like a lot of fun. They had actual like streaming and stuff going on, so check those out. That happened the exact same weekend. Hopefully going forward they can, I don't know, figure something out. I don't think the people from the Pacific Northwest were going to go all the way to Florida, literally the opposite corner of Oregon.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like probably, maybe a more likely chance that they'll go if it's not the exact same weekend of a closer event. So it did seem like a better event for them. It was a smaller event, and I think it was a shorter event. Didn't happen as many days, but it was also interesting. I watched that one. I followed that one a little bit more. I don't know. They did bronze, which is different than anything that went on in Florida. Florida did the Pauper and Prince format, which, once again, expecting my royalties, we originated
Prince
the Prince format.
is your format.
Yeah.
The first ever Prince tournament was a Dial H tournament.
Yeah, that was on purpose the opposite of a Pauper tournament, which had been happening for a while. So you co-opted the Pauper tournament, and then we're like, oh, it's not the exact same as the tournament that you did. That's great, but you still stole it. You still took the idea that was made here, and you just didn't even bother saying like, hey, it's an obvious idea, but it was still made here.
Facts.
So I mean,
facts.
Was
a Dial H original. Also, speaking of being in touch, guys, wasn't really any streaming happening at the Florida events. Basically, none whatsoever. If you guys want coverage of these events, free to message the event organizer. We know David's in charge of Florida. We know Lucas, Kenny, and PJ were also kind of had a hand in that. But if you want them to have like that baller Dial H coverage, like what we did for Worlds, definitely feel free to message these people. Any upcoming events you think Dial H should be at, your voice be known. I know I had a ton of people walk up to me in Florida, and they were like, "Whoa, dude, I loved your coverage of Worlds. You did a great job." And I was like, "Thank you." Are you doing any coverage this weekend? I'm like, wasn't asked to, So I was like, I can't.
The thing is, like, the coverage that we did at Worlds was 95% not just streaming. Like, we didn't just stream games.
Very true.
95% of the coverage that we provided at Worlds wasn't streaming. It was, like, making you feel like you were at this event, which we could definitely do at any other event. And if you want your event to, like, people to, like, look up and see, like, is it worth going to? Like, yeah, sure, they can just listen to podcasters. They can listen to, like, whoever says, like, absolutely, it's great to go to. It was so fun. I got to meet so many people. If you want to actually have your event, like, seem like that, you kind of need people to be, like, on the ground talking to people, showing you what's going on, that kind of thing. And for that, we can't play in events because if we're playing in events, we can't cover them.
Excellent.
So... yeah, if we're going to go somewhere and not be able to play in events, it takes a lot of effort and stuff. So I'm not going to like harp on it too much, but yeah, I definitely think going forward, like we can do streaming. We know that. We did that for Worlds. We can do streaming. We can also do like event coverage as a whole. Like there was some light coverage at the Florida event. There was streaming at the Vegas event, the Majestics event. Had there been like a combination of the two at both, it would have been good. Like it would have been really good. If there was like you capture the atmosphere and then also the gameplay. That's Heroclix. The atmosphere plus the gameplay. It's not so much like just the gameplay because that can be boring, that can be rough, that can be whatever. The atmosphere can be interesting, but then it's like, but like what did they play? Like who was doing what?
Right.
Like, who's in the top table? Like, why am I only finding out about this the day after kind of thing? So if you can combine both of them with a media coverage team,
it'd be pretty cool.
It'd be pretty cool.
That was Florida. Let's go ahead, cap off the show with some mailbag. We got some questions here.
There are dozens of us. Dozens!
Right, first up, Malcolm Rush. Pretty simple one. I like it. What is your Heroclix and non-Heroclix year resolution? Simeon, I'm going to give you a max of 1 minute to tell me your opinion on that, and then we can just answer the question.
Time is a fallacy.
There it is.
Birthdays are fake. Holidays are fake. It's a construct that humans have created based on absolutely no reality. Time does not exist to any other animal than humans. Therefore, resolutions based on the first of the year are probably the dumbest thing that you can ever even participate in. And that's including, like, I don't know. No, I'm not going to get into it past that.
Fantastic.
No,
Great.
Resolutions are fine. You want to get better at the gym. You want to be smarter and read a book every night. Hey, that's something I'm doing. I'm every night, instead of looking at my phone for like the last couple minutes while I in bed, I've been reading a couple pages from a book. Because
Nice.
I realized I have this big old bookshelf and I have not been working through it. That wasn't a resolution I set. I just randomly picked that, and it was on like the 5th of January, so it wasn't a resolution. You can't hold me to it, but resolutions are dumb. Anyhow, Heroclix resolutions. Those aren't dumb. Those are cool.
So, what is your Heroclix and non-Heroclix New Year resolution? My Heroclix New Year's resolution to really start ramping up just LH production, continue making some of the best Heroclix content that Heroclix has ever had, and yeah, that's my biggest thing. I want to, for me personally, pitch meeting a month. That is my new goal. We'll see if that ends up happening. That's what I would like to do. Pitch meeting a month. We'll see the odds on that.
The over.
We'll get Batman. Batman team up will come out this month, so we'll at least get a Batman team up pitch meeting this month. See.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll be able to do one a month because I guess unless you like start dipping into like Golden Age stuff, like Silver, Golden Age, whatever. My Heroclix resolution, so I think we've said it on the podcast before, but I think Ian said it on the last time him and Kalder were both on, but Calder and Ian are both moving to Omaha. So one of our big resolutions for this year is we're going to co-opt, take over the Dragon's Lair event center, the Heroclix of Dragon's Lair. Currently, this specific venue has never ran Heroclix events. I've ran Heroclix events before. I've used the win. I've been like the judge, not in like a large capacity, but I did it through like War of Light and a couple other like fairly large events, Age of Ultron, stuff like that. So it's not like new to me, but it is going to be interesting. And I think Dial H, I don't want to like pretend like we're anything special, but I think Dial H can really foster a amazing casual community in this particular venue, and I hope we can build it to be like 20 plus. So that's my New Year's resolution, awesome. Is to really reach out, get like a bunch of kids playing, get a bunch of youngsters playing, get some old hats that didn't want to keep playing because whatever venues, like we're just not, maybe like after 2020 they stopped playing because it was just too much to keep up with and they weren't competitive in the first place. Get those people, bring in their Detective Chimps, their Spider-Man families from 2016, those kind of teams back, and show them that like those teams can still play, they can still keep up with it, because we're going to be a casual venue, we're not going to be oppressive and nutty. And then also, like, on the off side of that, hopefully run some like big competitive events. So we'll get those people hooked, and then we'll flip it on them and be like, haha,
yeah,
now you have to figure out what tarot cards are. Also silver, so ID cards. Oh, yeah, you didn't own any chases? Well, you lose automatically, loser. No, but that's my HeroClix thing. I really want to help foster this venue. And then on top of that, of course, I think Dial H is going to like build to beyond, not just like beyond like what we are right now, but I really hope that we can bring in more people in a bigger way. I want this game to grow. I think that's always been like our goal, like me and Calder, especially since like I joined the podcast. I feel like that was always our goal, was to bring content that would make people want to play this game, or bring content that would make people stay in this game. And so I hope we can keep doing that, or do it in a bigger way where we get just like a bigger community. I want HeroClix to grow as a whole. And then outside of HeroClix, oh man, I'm currently 3D printing a samurai mask, so I hope that comes out well. And then I will wear it around town like a weirdo.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's got like ogre teeth and stuff. So.
Dude. Pretty cool.
Next up on the docket, I already told Calder this, but because I haven't cut my hair lately, I have an Immortan Joe STL file that I'm going to print, and I will be rocking the Immortan Joe face mask, and I don't know, spray paint my teeth and eyeballs, I guess.
Oh gosh,
I don't know what else he does.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited to go to some conventions. Moving down to Omaha, having like Kansas City way super close, and other places that we can go to conventions. That's gonna be so fun.
And we didn't do what made us happy this week, but
we didn't.
JoJo's Diner. So I was in Benson, so this is where you're gonna be living around, Calder.
Okay.
I was like, oh, JoJo's Diner. Like, I'm hungry. I want some food. It's a diner. Okay. And I was like, oh, like, the world, though, right? Like, Hermit Purple.
That's exactly what I thought.
What's on the menu, right? No, it's actually just, like, normal diner stuff.
Okay,
but it's like
not JoJo Siwa's Diner. You know,
oh, yeah.
Still wasn't
It's not put a bow on your tapas. So they have brunchy things, they have small plates, sweet treats, basic brekkie, which is short for breakfast, I guess. Not a fan of that.
I don't like that either.
No. But then they have, on the opposite side of that, they have their like burgers and sandwiches. So I got a, what was it? Nashville hot chicken sandwich that came with chow chow and kale. And never heard of chow chow before, but turns out it's just a very delicious relish. And when it's topped with like on top of Nashville chicken, the sandwich was amazing. So it's just really good sandwich and breakfast and whatever stuff. But yeah, that's about where you're going to be living. That was off of like dang, 61st, and you're going to be off.
Whoa, are you going to completely dox me right now, Simeon?
I mean, if people look up JoJo's time, I guess.
That is true. They'll find it.
There's a lot of houses down that area. You'll be
The
fine.
biggest thing is probably breakfast. A big breakfast burrito guy. I've yet to have a breakfast burrito better than as much as you give them beef about being a hardware store, a breakfast place. It is still the best breakfast burrito I've ever had in my entire life.
It's pretty good breakfast burrito, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I won't knock their breakfast burritos. I will say, as far as burritos go, though, you are going to be close to an Abelardo's, which, dang, you can't sit down and eat there, but it's a drive-through or walk up, and that's it. There's no like dine-in kind of thing. But Abelardo's has the best stuff, like absolutely tacos, chorizo, burritos, enchiladas, like anything, whatever. They do like specials every so often. So right now it's like quesadillas with like, I can't remember what type of meat, but it's wild. For like $15, I get enough food for like 2 days.
Let's finish the rest of these listener questions while we're so off track.
I don't even know how we got on that. That was my bad.
Dude, it's wild. All right. Gosh, with utility belts, reviving the role of power mechanic, other equipment mechanic powers would it have? It's from Ben Jones. Down under. Wow. Heroclix. That's actually a really good question. I kind of like the idea of a.
What other
look at any of
equipment
these.
could this mechanic work for? So this
would be really well for the gun from.
Makes sense. Star-Lord's gun makes sense.
Star-Lord's gun, the element gun. I was about to say the gun from Judge Dredd, but we don't really have the rights to them anymore. But yes, Star-Lord's gun, kind of the same thing.
Flare, explosive,
like
whatever, like the super shot. Like
no,
he's got a bunch of different kind of things for that. I mean, honestly, the web shooters, like Spider-Man's like web shooters, he does like a parachute. I don't know if that's more of like a Spider-Man thing or if that's his actual web making things, but he does like a parachute. He does like shield walls. I've never seen a Spider-Man that can do the web shield where he like makes a wall of web that they can't shoot through. Maybe there's one with barrier that I don't remember, but that would also make sense. Like,
no, another property that we don't have the rights to, but it is Cartoon Network and therefore Warner Bros. Or something. Ben 10's Omni Matrix would literally be perfect because he can't control it, and you just roll the dice, see what alien you turn into. That would be so good.
On a 6, you become an Alien X and just win the game because of plot reasons.
Yeah, so that would be awesome.
6, you don't win the game. On a 6, you just get 6 mission points.
Yeah, something real good. Right, next up, we got old Bill here. Superfan, Bill de Croissant. Which year of your Heroclix career is your favorite collection of sets? Wow. That is a good question.
It had to have been, and like, I don't think I'm even like understating. It was definitely my first year. The first year I ever started playing, it was Flash, War of Light, Guardians of the Galaxy, was still on shelves, but it dropped after I started playing. So I started playing later 2014. So it would have been December or something 2014. No, it would have been October 2014 because it was before Flash set dropped. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy was still out.
You're saying from end of 2014 to next year, or are you gonna say all of 2014?
I'll say. Not all of 2014. I'll say 2014, the very end of 2014 through the end of 2015.
Okay.
So we'll go Flash to what was the end of 2015? Superman, Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Playing through Justice League Trinity War, the movie set of Age of Ultron, the slop Age of Ultron, Nick Fury Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Avengers Assemble. There's a lot of cool stuff, and then ending on the Colossals, the very first Retaliators popping up, and obviously we had Possessors before, but 2 new Possessors. That set was just crazy. I remember just hating the fact that I pulled when I first I was still new to the game. I hated the fact that I pulled 2 the Atoms because I really wanted Batman, Superman, Robot.
Adams, amazing.
Yeah, I got 2 of the Adams, and I got Brainiac as my chase, and I was like so mad because I was like, I wanted Superman or Green Light or like any of the cool characters that were from Red Sun, and then I wanted Batman, Superman, Robot, and I got 2 the Adams and Brainiac, and then I realized like shortly thereafter that I had like the biggest money pile.
Yeah, dude, you got like the most like meta money like no kidding. So my favorite year, I started in 2011, and although I loved the Invincible Iron Man set and AVX, those were huge for me. Those both were 2013. 2014 is my favorite overall year. I didn't hate Slosh. The reason I really like Slosh is there isn't a Superman in it. I really liked the Legion of Doom and the Dark Side in Slosh. Yeah. Superman Legion of Superheroes. I don't know who. I don't still to this day. I do not care about the Legion of Superheroes. I think they were kind of dumb. But the Toyman, amazing. The Solomon Grundy, all of the Injustice League Legion of Doom characters, so good. My father is the worst though. I do hate him. But also, another good set, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Gave us such iconic, cool figures. They gave us the Sniper's Nest Winter Soldier that I loved. We got George St. Pierre, Batroc. The first set I ever bought a brick of, Deadpool. First chases I ever collected all of them. Deadpool and Guardians of the Galaxy, 2 money sets. Zombie chases, Zombie Team Base. They were also insanely good.
Awesome super rares.
You're right, though. They were awesome super rares. Abel, Wolverine X-23, Arnim Zola, Deadpool with Mjolnir, Deadpool and Bob. Like the super rares were awesome. Cool set.
Yeah, the first super rare I ever naturally pulled from a booster was Arnim Zola, and when I first pulled him, I was like, "This is trash. Like, look at this guy. He's terrible." But then I very quickly realized, no, he was not terrible. He was actually quite good, and so solid. I played him quite a bit, and I mean, still to this day, playing him on Marvel Snap, I guess. But no, dude, Arnim Zola is just. That is a figure we don't get enough of. And,
we have like 2. We literally have 2 Arnim Zolas. We need more. More so bad.
For some reason, like the only thing people can remember him, about him is he made clones of Gwen Stacy. That's like the big thing. I don't know why, but yeah.
Do anything else, please. So there was that. X-Men Days of Future Past. I didn't buy a ton of it, but I did buy both Sentinels, and I loved the rare and the uncommon Wolverine Days of Future Past sets. Like that was a favorite of mine. War of Light brought on my love, introduced me to Guy Gardner, and instantly became one of my all-time favorite characters ever. So like War of Light is what actually got me started on like Guy Gardner. I was like, oh, that's cool. He looks different, you know.
War of Light.
And he was. War of Light, such a good set. Yeah, such
ask
a good time.
Anybody that was playing at the time, War of Light is usually listed as like a high point in Heroclix.
Dude. Absolutely. I only played like 2 events with War of Light, but I loved it. And then finished off Guardians of the Galaxy. I bought a disgusting amount of Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not going to say we finished off with Flash because I completely ignored Flash. It didn't mean anything to me. But Guardians of the Galaxy, so 2014 definitely overall my favorite year in Heroclix product-wise. Loved it. Thank you, Bill. Good question. Ants, not Jonathan Crane McCall asks, which is the thickest Heroclix sculpt? It's obviously Big Bertha. Is there a debate for this?
I was gonna go with like the 2x2 Krakoa or something.
Oh, sure.
But I mean, I do love. There's an old post somewhere of somebody made the Justice League, and they were all repaints of Big Bertha, and it's still one of like the best.
Terrifying.
It's still one of like the best custom jobs, where it's like Batman, the Flash, like all of them. And then, like, it has, like, a very Golden Age aesthetic to it, where I believe it was an actual comic, where it's, like, the Justice League all, like, I don't know, got transformed or something.
Gosh.
That's gotta be, as far as, like, scale-wise, that's gotta be the thickest.
That dude's gotta be. Really, it's gotta be.
Even, like, beats out, what's his name? The Blob. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she definitely does. 100%. Luke asks, we all know maps play a huge part in the game, from benefiting or hindering a team build to even enabling certain powers on a figure. We don't have nearly the same amount of maps made as any other game element. How would you suggest WizKids introduce more maps into HeroClix, and if given the chance, what sort of generic or franchise agnostic map would you make? We kind of talked about this a little bit, but this question was asked a while ago. the play-at-home kits. All have maps, and we're getting a bunch of play-at-home kits. I guess I would like to see a map pack. I would also like to see WizKids do those mousepad neoprene maps again. You can $25, boom.
For the price, neoprene map included in the starter, and then play-at-home kits getting a double-sided paper map.
That would be so awesome.
I don't know how hard it would be to do a double-sided neoprene, but like also that.
If we could just make the starter map not be tiles and make it a Monopoly type map that folds out, I would love that so much.
Yeah,
I know we can do it because Ticket to Ride is about the size of a Heroclix map.
The technology exists.
It exists. We can do it. I believe. I would love to see that. That's, I guess, a quality of life map change, not necessarily getting more maps. Yeah, I do think a map kit, or say, all right, the starter now has 2 double-sided maps, because I remember Hobbit starter had like 3 double-sided maps. You had 6 maps in the Hobbit starter when I bought that forever ago, and I was just a child. And like, I loved that. I was like, this is so awesome. I have a ton of maps now.
Yeah.
Great.
They release a legacy map pack where it's not necessarily like doesn't even have to be cards. Could just be like posted on like the win or something.
Sure.
Where it's just like these 3 maps are once again modern legal, and these changes are made to them. That kind of thing.
They kind of been doing that, right? Because they've introduced a ton of golden. They've reprinted a lot of maps. I know, big favorite of mine, Weapon X Facility being reprinted. I love that map so much. The old Weapon X Facility is so beat up, and I'm so happy we get it. So it's pretty cool getting all these new maps back. I wish we would see more though. There's quite a few maps I would like to see reprinted. My number 1 map is like Utopia West Outdoor. I think it's like a month 1 AVX map, or like an AVX starter map. And me and a buddy played that map. Wheels fell off constantly, all the time.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I remember, and maybe it's just because I was playing like specific things that worked with it, but I remember playing a lot of, what was it? Not Drowned. Is it called Drowned Manhattan, or like
Flooded
Manhattan, something like that? I remember playing a lot of that. Honestly, just because of what I owned, I played a ton of the Star Trek like underground caverns, and I played a ton of the Wonder Woman. The opposite of the bar, the like mud pit, and the mud pit did come back. The mud pit like did get reprinted. But like I remember playing that map specifically because I think it was like 75% of the middle of the map, flyers and like anybody, like you couldn't cross it. Didn't matter if you had phasing, whatever. It said you couldn't use improved movement while moving across it. So anybody at the time would just get like stuck in the mud, which is cool. I used that map quite handily to get my first states win in Nebraska with my Avengers build, because my team had the reach and I just needed to limit other people's reach. And so it was like, either you're going to funnel through this way or that way, but either way you're going to be funneled, or you're going to go through the mud, which I don't think anyone ever fell for that. But I love that map, and they reprinted it, and I still play on it, and it's still a solid map. It's got hindering, it's got elevated, it's got blocking, it's got, everything you would want. But yeah, I tend to like fall more towards like the indoor maps though. It seems more thematic, honestly.
Then what kind of maps would you like to see made, whether they just be generic? It's kind of saying some generic maps. Big Evil Dead fan. I think people know I would personally love to see a cabin map. The cabin map was already made in a Majestic, so if you have a Majestic's Evil Dead cabin map, let me know. I will trade and or buy it off of you. But I would still love to see a Evil Dead cabin map in like official hero capacity, or if I won like the ROC team event or whatever it is, you get to design a map. That would definitely be one I do design, because it would be awesome.
I say
That's my big one.
We start the 50 states initiative. Not only do you win your state, but you get to design a map based off of your state. So there's 50 new maps. 50 maps specific to each state. So yeah, I don't know what Nebraska would be. We could do like Chimney Rock, we could do Sand Hills, or we could do all the way over in like Omaha, which honestly, not really Nebraska. That's basically Iowa at that point. But yeah, we could do, I guess, something that's really big in Nebraska, I've heard, is like the Husker Stadium, like the UNL whatever place. You could do that. Big old stadium. And then if you live in a state like Wyoming, I guess you've got the Sinclair city that is literally just a refinery, and I don't think humans live there. I think they're all robots.
Oh,
Not
jeez.
positive. That's Wyoming. Colorado, I think they have a mountain, at least one.
You definitely have at least one mountain.
California has a city known as Los Angeles. It has the Hollywood sign, so you could do that on a map. It's a very small city. Not a lot of people live there. Pretty small. Pretty easy. Texas, you have to make that map twice the size of all the other ones, or else they'll get mad because they're, real fragile people in Texas.
Gosh.
And they get real sad if they, find out that other states are bigger than theirs. So yeah, you have to make that map twice as big, and it's just let's see, what do they have in Texas? Houston and
Dallas, Austin,
yeah,
Corpus Christi, super well known. All sorts of places in Texas.
Yeah.
All right.
Also
Next
double
up.
speed because everyone can speed in Texas.
Yeah, totally. They do have like that one stretch of interstate, which is like 85 miles an hour or something.
Yeah.
Like legally, you're allowed to go 85, which means definitely go 90 and Harley. Ben Jones, we get started with the Ben Jones, end it with the Ben Jones question. Hearing Calder the other week say he enjoyed watching Big Trouble in Little China got me thinking, make a good box set like the old Invincible set. What characters would you include? What would Jack Burton's dial and powers be? It's all in the reflexes. Yeah, so Big Trouble in Little China, we have to have the Thunder, Lightning, the other brother, and then like super evil Chinese guy, I forget his name. They all have to do, they all have to be there. They have to do their cool superpowers and cool stuff. One of them has to have the ability, so angry I'm gonna explode, that where when one of his other brothers dies, he can then just slowly blow up, maybe damage people around there. I think that would be really funny. Gotta have Jack Burton's, I could even call him the main sidekick. I feel bad I forgot his name. But he actually has karate skills and is actually good at fighting, unlike Jack, who's just kind of bumbles his way through the entire movie and lucks out a lot. So we should definitely have him in
Wang
there.
Chi?
Yeah.
His best friend? Wang Chi?
His friend, yeah, who also tried to scam him in the bottle game or whatever they did. So that was cool. I feel like she can probably be a bystander, but the girl with the green eyes, Wang Chi's soon-to-be wife, no, she doesn't really do much besides get captured. Jack Burton's dial, though, has to be just a random hodgepodge of stuff that you don't think would work. He's got to have ranged combat expert, kind of to represent the P90 he has.
Yeah,
but he's so not good with it. I think he needs.
It's spray and pray.
Once per game, an opposing character can say he crit miss attack roll specifically. I think a once per game effect that when it gets to auto choose that not only you miss but you crit miss. I think that's very fitting. How many times he messes up or biffs an attack or just gets hit in the head and majority of it.
What were you remember the three brothers from X-Men Dark Phoenix Saga? The Kleinstock?
Oh, the Kleinstock brothers. Yeah. Those guys.
Yeah,
those guys
the
Thunder
three
Lightning
wizard,
guys. Yeah.
Elemental dudes, if they had similar things where maybe they're more expensive, so they're not 33 points and they all have the same dial or whatever those guys were. But if they're 70, 50, whatever, something like that, and then they all get boosts from having the others adjacent or near them, because that is one of the more iconic things in my opinion, is just those weirdo dudes showing up in the middle of the alleyway.
Yes, we definitely need the generics for both those gangs. For the gang that has a ton of guns and then one that just has sticks. That'd be hilarious. Oh, we need the big Chewbacca creature thing.
Oh yeah,
it's got to be in it. It needs to be in it. Man, we're just designing a full set, not even a box set. This is a gravity feed at this point. 12 figure gravity feed. Yeah. It would be really fun. Maybe I'll make the Big Trouble in Little China set. I'm almost done with the Evil Dead set. Just the demons and the fast forces to go, and then I'm done. So maybe once I finish that, we see a Big Trouble in Little China set. You never know. But that is all of our questions. It feels good to be back on the podcast. I'm glad I was able to make it this week, and I'm excited for next week when we start podcasting in person. Oh my gosh, what in the world? An in-person podcast. Say it isn't so. That doesn't exist in Heroclix. But yeah, it'll be really fun.
We are sponsored by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock every day, including the latest singles and sealed products. So make sure you use Dial 5, get 5% off, pick up some Batman team-up, or maybe pre-order some of this Spider-Man stuff when it gets dropped, because surely they'll have that up in no time.
Happy trails.
Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com. Yeah.
Happy trails. Dial 5.
Dial 5.
Yeah, know the drill.
Yeah. If you don't by now, then what are you?
So if you're looking for emotional satisfaction, my advice to you is seek professional...
Heroclix?
No.
Are you serious? Again? How many people even play this game? Like 100?
Instant deadpan humor.
Over 6 people think I am funny.
It's a hard day's work. Not that you know anything about that. Which
You absolute fools, it's not.
Witcher nonsense.
I'm gonna make Heroclix like that forever. Are you kidding me?
Hey Google, attack someone.
Let's attack Simeon because he's a jerk.
Happy trails.